Hello, welcome. If you're thinking, Tina, it's nearly June, you don't need a scarf on. Yes, I do, because it is horrible out there today. It is really windy and it's not very warm. So yes, I'm quite happy in my scarf. This is the scarf that I just made up last week. I think I cast on about 50 stitches. It's not as bright as it looks on the screen. So yeah, I've just done garter on the edge and then just gone up with a few stockinette stitch with a few 3 ridges of garter randomly placed. There's the next one, so it's just about that much difference. I have knit it in Drops Cotton Merino, so it's a cotton merino blend, 50% cotton, 50% yarn, wool, merino even. Shall I just read the label? 50% wool, 50% cotton by Drops. So I've still got quite a bit left, so someone can have her bikini. So yeah, it's a nice lightweight, it's DK weight. I blocked it before when I was just started it because I was worried that it was curling, and I decided it wasn't going to be curling and it did go flat, but then it didn't. I blocked it all and it's not enough to hold it out, but I don't actually mind because it just, as you see, like the edge, it just goes back, so it just curls round there, so it's not really an issue. So yeah, I'm pleased with how it's turned out. I think it's going to be really useful, like when you're shopping, when it's not very warm, got a jacket on and you want something around your neck when you're going in and out shops, but then it can get really hot when you're actually in the shop. So yeah, I'm loving the colour. It's a shame you can't see the true colour. It is a tomato red. It is a bright tomato red, and yeah, I really love this colour on there, so I shall keep it on because it's keeping nice and warm. I did have a comment saying that Vixen perhaps would like to have a red dress, and yes, she has already got a red dress because I knit her one for Christmas. So she's got a red dress already, so I'm not going to knit her another red dress. But I might have enough to do her a coat. I did promise her a coat last year and she didn't get a coat, so she might have a coat this year. If she's really good, we shall wait and see. Talking about the edges curling in, I have started a different scarf. Now, I was looking for something completely different on Ravelry, and I saw that Petiteknit had a free pattern that's just come out for a sister scarf, and it's just about using up your scraps for cashmere. I haven't got any cashmere, I have got Drops Nord, so I thought, oh, that looked fun. So I should put you a picture up of what hers looks like. So the idea is you just have just a patchwork really of different yarns, and the idea is that you can share them with your sisters, with your friends, different scraps, just to make up a skinny scarf. Well, I printed off the pattern. I thought it looks very skinny. It is supposed to roll round. That is the idea of it, that it does roll up at the back. But I thought it's going to be too skinny. So I actually cast on 50 stitches, which was a lot wider. But it does roll up into nothingness. So I thought this isn't very wearable for me. I'm not going to be really wearing a really skinny scarf because it's not going to keep you warm. It is just for a fashion statement, isn't it? It's just for a bit of fun around your neck. So I am going to go back to, it has given me ideas, and I do love the colours. I've put all my colours together. So it is something I'd like to do, but I think I will go for more of a Doctor Who scarf. Back in the 70s when I learnt to knit when I was a child, and we used to all make Doctor Who scarves, which was garter stitch, not stockinette. I do like the stockinette, but that was a garter stitch and you just keep going and going, so it just wrap around and round and round. So that is something I'd like to do. That now my blanket has finished, that all my scraps will go into a scarf. But what I'm thinking, I'm going to do it in circular, so I'm just going to do a long tube. And so I want it about that sort of width. So I'll probably cast on 100 stitches in the round and do it that way and just keep adding to it until it can go round and round my neck. But this one, it has got an edging. I'm not going to give the pattern away because you need to, even though it's a free pattern, I think that when a designer shares something like that, you need to go to the source to get it, to actually visit their things rather than just knowing from what somebody says. But there is an edging that you do on there, but it is intended to go round. So yeah, I think it's a fun idea and it's nice for her to release something free, but the really skinny version isn't for me. So, but she has given me an idea of what I would like, so I think I'm going to do that. I've also cast on another project, and this is a sock project, and this is a yarn I have wanted to try out, and I bought this. It's something new, and I bought it when it first came out, but I hadn't cast it on. So this is the new, I should put it on the ball band. It's not going to go back on, is it? It's the new Yarn Smith's yarn, and it's their merino sock. So it's 75% merino and 25% nylon. So Yarn Smith is the own brand of Wool Warehouse, which is where I get all my drops from, and I know people all around the world get their orders of drops from there as well. Apparently the shipping is really good. So they've brought out their own range of yarns, and most of them are acrylic, but this one, as I said, is merino. So I've gone for the violet colour, so it's a wow 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 colour. And yeah, it feels lovely. So I was looking for, that's what I was looking for when I was on Ravelry. I was looking for a pattern because I was thinking plain colour, shall I go for a pattern sock? But I was looking through and I thought, actually, I don't want to do a pattern. I just want to do vanilla, so that's what I'm doing. So this yarn, so there's not much to say about my vanilla socks, so I've just cast on 2x2 rib. So this yarn, not an ad, but I would like it to be popular because it's got 50 colours in it, and I don't want them to stop doing it because I use sock yarn for the Flax Light, which is now called Flax Sock because it's sock weight yarn. So I like to use my sock yarn for that. I've been doing them in Drops Nord, but this has got 50 different colours. I'll start putting some pictures up so you can see. And there's lots of colours in there because a lot of the Drops Nord is not so bright and they're not really colours I want to go for. So this has got lots of bright colours, all different, like all different shades of blue, all different shades of green. And so I want it to be popular, so they keep it going so I can buy all the colours I want to buy. I've already got my eye on the next colour I want to get. I want to get turquoise and make a sweater out of that, so that's in my plans. So yeah, the price is really good. So it not only comes in the solid, but it also comes in variegated for stripy socks as well. And the solid colours are only £7.50. Where's my notes? £8.50 for the solid colours for 100 grams. But when they first come out, it came out as on offer, and I'm sure I bought this. It says on my ball band that I have got 01 for the dye lot. It's the first dye lot of this colour. So yeah, when it first came out, then it was, I'm sure it was just under £5, but it's on for £5.50 at the moment. So one of those drops sock pattern, I'm getting overexcited at the possibilities. For me, when I knit my Flax Light sock one, it only takes just under 400 grams for me. So that is literally £20 for a merino jumper if I can get it at that price. So I'm going to look out for the prices of when to buy. The striped sock one is £10 normally, and that's £6.50 at the moment. I'm not sure how long the offer stays on for, but yeah, I think I need the turquoise order to go in. If Wool Warehouse would like to sponsor my videos with yarn, I am very, very accepting of that offer. They won't do it, but you can hope. So yes, I'm very excited for this. Just doing a plain vanilla sock in the violet colour. I'm not sure about this colour for wearing. I love it. That's why I thought on my feet. And that's another thing, that I can always buy 100 grams that I can use for socks for my feet, but then I could then know if I need the colour, because sometimes the colours aren't true to what they are. So I think on my phone I can see it better than on my PC, but I'm not sure about this colour, especially not with the red by my face. The strongness of the red is actually washing the colour of my face out. But there is a lighter lilac, and I'm wondering if I can get away with the lighter lilac. Not a colour I usually wear, but I do like a bit of purple. So that is my sock cast on that I have. Moving on to what I am going to be casting on. So in another order from Wool Warehouse. So I have got a quantity of Drops Lima, and so this is, ooh, you're going to pick up the label, there we go. So this is a alpaca wool blend, so it's got 65% wool, 35% alpaca, and it's a DK weight. So I am going to use this for the Love Note. That is Tin Can Knit's Love Note, and I've never knit this one before. As we know, everyone who's watching last week's video is saying you don't like an open, loose gauge, Tina. I know, but I'm going to try anyway. So yeah, the pattern calls for a fingering weight and mohair held together to be knit on 6mm needles, but it's the equivalent of a DK weight. So I'm going to be knitting this on 6mm needles. I have done a swatch gauge to see if I like the fabric, and I do. I think that when I knit this one in an open gauge, because I find that cotton is more stringy, whereas I'm hoping the wool and the alpaca is going to be sort of a bit more plumper and just not look so messy as it did last week. So yeah, that's what it looked like on my swatch. So that's what I'm hoping. I'm going to be happy with that. So the Love Note is a very popular pattern. That's why I want to knit it, because I've seen other people knitting it and it looks lovely, and it's got that nice yoke of design around. So I'm not going to be knitting. It comes up as a very boxy shape. I don't suit a boxy shape. I like to keep it a bit slimmer fitting. So I'm going to be doing it more to the measurements I would do for a normal sweater. So I'm not going to do too oversized. I'm planning on it being a couple of inches wider than my bust measurement. So it's not going to be tight fitting, but it's going to have ease, but not as much as they would like you to have. So yeah, I'm going to have to be careful and check the sleeve measurements to make sure that the sleeves are then not going to be too tight. I think that from memory, have I got it here? I haven't got my pattern here. That the sleeves are looser as well, but that's a measurement I will have to take, because I might have to add on some more stitches under the arm so the sleeves then aren't too tight, because quite often with these patterns you have a boxier body, but then the arms are skinny, aren't they? So I have to make sure that it's more in proportion and go with what I need to have for it just to be a normal, it's going to be a normal shape sweater, but with, I just want the pattern around the yoke really, don't I? So yes, that's what I'm going to be trying to do this time. So have I told you everything that I want to tell you? Yes, I think it is. So cross your fingers and send good thoughts my way that this is going to be a success, and I shall report back to you next week. It might be a little bit later because I might do it as like quite a vlog style, so you'll see the trials and tribulations, because I know you will like to have a laugh at that. So yeah, experienced knitters make mistakes too. No, opportunities to learn as they go. So yeah, I might take you on the journey. So I shall bring out, the next video will be when the sweater is finished, or frogged, as the case may be. News on the car situation. Gary did fix it for me, so I'm very grateful for that. How did he fix it? How did my trained mechanic husband fix the... Oh, and I do like to say, I thought it was very funny that some people put the captions on to see what it would come up with the what's it called, subtitles, when I was talking about my, what was it I called it? My clutch is twanging. Thank you for that. That still makes me chuckle that, yeah, you wanted to find out what that has come up as. I didn't have any dodgy messages, so it obviously didn't send anything out bad across the internet. But yeah, that tickled me. So yes, I travel with my clutch. If you drive an automatic, then the clutch is, when it's for a gear stick. If you've got a gear stick car, you have to press the clutch down to change gears. So it was making a funny twanging noise every time I changed gear. So I asked my husband if he could take a look at it to see if it needs to go in the garage to be fixed, whether it was going to need a whole new clutch or what's going to happen. But he took it for a little drive out, and he fixed it by giving it a couple of kicks, apparently, because it wasn't anything to do with the clutch. It was to do with, it was being trapped on something behind somewhere. He said about the steering, but I don't see how the steering's got to do with it. I don't know. I'm not a mechanic. But he kicked the right thing, and now it doesn't make the noise anymore, and it didn't cost any money. So we just leave it as that. So on that note, I hope you have a lovely weekend. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.